Good morning, good morning. How you guys doing? Nice to have you back. Wow, wow, wow. Did you see Euro? This was a trade signal that I posted yesterday in the Telegram channel. And it was based off of a 15-minute supply area that I located. And so we're going to talk about this trade idea on the Euro and why I'm looking to get in short. All right, so thanks for joining me today. Nice to have you. If you could hit the like button, that would be nice. And we can get things started. All right, so let's go. Let's dig into this. So why are we short the Euro? Well, there's a couple of reasons why we're short the Euro. Let's briefly go over to the CFTC data just to get a refresher of what's taking place here. So we know that the banks have been recently, they reached a pretty aggressive size, 218,000. We know that 266 is their all-time maximum size. 218 was pretty aggressive. And when they reached that 218, they were reaching a supply area. So what usually happens at supply zones is banks take profits on their positions. So we see a decline from 218, 215, 292 to 182. Now we're down to 169. So they're profit taking on long positions, and at the same time they're increasing shorts. Okay, 116, 122, 134, 152. Profit taking on longs, increasing of shorts. So the dynamic of what seems to be in play is pressure to the downside. Okay, with that being said, we look at the monthly chart here, and what do we see? We see that there's a supply zone coming into play. That's the one that I was talking about, okay? It previously came in here, dropped. Came into play here, dropped. And now it's coming into play again, and it's dropping. So how far is this going to drop? That's the question. So if we take a look at the other time frames, we can see that on the weekly, I like to go down one more time frame just to see if there's anything there that price would want to contact. Remember, this is the supply area that's been contacted on the monthly chart. And if you look on the way down, what do you see? There's nothing to stop price until this area of demand down here, okay? So for me, what I'm seeing is that price is going to likely continue lower until it gets down here. Now, there was a moment yesterday that it could have gone higher because we had a dynamic shift on the 4-hour chart producing some demand. Now, that would have been counter to all the evidence suggesting that price was going to go lower, but there could have been a short-term rally to the upside. Now, I was watching that, but what I wanted to see was a signal being produced off of that demand zone on the 15-minute chart. So this is what I was looking for. So price, this is a 15-minute chart, okay? And this brown zone here is the 4-hour demand zone. So what I was watching for was some kind of shift in momentum, all right? For there to be a shift in momentum, there has to be a break of a structure. So we had a descending structure being formed, okay, right up until this point. As you can see, the move down, a pause, a move up, pause, a move down, okay? And that is a lower low compared to that low here. So we had a trend line being connected over here. So what we're looking for is a big break of that trend line to produce some kind of a demand so we can buy at that demand for a move to the upside. Okay, that's what we were watching for. So let me show you what took place here. All right, so we had the test of that descending trend line, and so there was potential for there to be some short-term buying here, but as far as I could see, there wasn't any buying that was formed on the chart, okay? this was a messy chart. We had the break of the trend line here, but there was no specific demand zone being created. You know, we're looking for very specific areas of basing with momentum exiting out of that basing, and that just didn't produce that. So we knew that the momentum coming off of this 4-hour area was very weak. So we said, forget it. You know, we're not going to take a long position there. Let's continue to watch and see what unfolds. So what did end up unfolding is price started heading lower into that 4-hour area of demand, and then it produced an area of supply. Okay, so this is how this all ties into this short trade, because we watched a shift in dynamic on the 4-hour chart that could have brought us some short-term momentum to the upside. Okay, and then what happened on the 15-minute chart was that it failed to produce a long signal by shifting the momentum from downwards to upwards. So that told us that it was likely price was going to drop. And so when price started to drop, the banks came in, filled some selling orders on this 15-minute time frame, and this was the selling orders that I located right here. Okay? Those were the selling orders that I located on a 15-minute chart. Remember, this is, you know, there's movement to the downside. There's momentum to the downside. The force of price is to the downside because of the profit taking on longs, the increasing on shorts, and now a 4-hour demand zone was just taken out. So we located precisely the 15-minute area that selling orders were filled in to cause price to break through this 4-hour area of demand. So originally my trade was to go short off this 15-minute area of supply. But once price started to get too far below, okay, down here, it's already traveled quite a distance away from that 15-minute area of supply, which now decreases the odds of that supply being used in the future to drop price. So it becomes lower odds. So now I look at the 4-hour chart and I see that there's a very clear 4-hour area of supply up here. Okay, so which one's higher odds? Obviously, the higher time frame zones are always going to be higher odds to take trades off of. Lower time frame zones are going to be lower odds because you're trying to find selling orders that were filled in 15 minutes as opposed to the 4 hours of selling that was produced. Okay, taking a trade off a 15-minute zone, you have to know exactly what you're doing in order for it to work. But when it works, it produces incredible risk to reward because you're risking 1 to achieve 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and higher. Okay, so let's take a look at what happened overnight, because this happened while I was asleep. And so I placed my orders off of the 4-hour zone because I figured if price came up and hit that while I was sleeping, I want to be in the trade. Okay, but now I'm awake. I can watch for a precise entry on this one. So let's take a look at what happened overnight. Okay, I'm sleeping and price starts to coast sideways and slowly rally up. And take a look. Look at that. Boom. Okay? It hit the 15-minute area of supply that I located and that I pointed out to you guys. All right? And look what happened after it hit that 15-minute area of supply. Okay? Look at the selling that took place. You see how incredible it is, the supply and demand analysis that we do, and how accurate you can be? I mean, if you were just looking for a 1-to-1, a 1-to-2, a 1-to-3 trade, that was it. That was it. Overnight it took place, okay? But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the bigger move that I suspect is going to take place. So this is where we're at now. This is where we're at now. So it contacted the 15-minute area of supply, pretty crazy, and it's dropping. There's a very good chance that it continues dropping because when we look at the, let me show you something. I'll put on the 4-hour back. When we look at the pound US dollar, it had a similar 4-hour area of supply, and it's already been contacted. Okay? That was the 4-hour area of supply. Price came down, rallied up to the 4-hour area of supply, contacted it, it's already in play. Okay. So this one's got room to drop too. It's got lots of room to drop because my target on this one is down here at 128.26. So we'll see. I'm hoping that this gives a little push before it continues, and if that happens, we might see price come up here and contact the supply and then drop. But who knows? I don't know if that's going to happen, but there you have it. The 15-minute area of supply is in play, and it's so far it's working out. So we'll see how things want to unfold. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to cover with you today. I'm going to keep it short, nice and sweet and short, 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be watching this one to see what's going to take place. If it starts to drop, you know, there's room for me to look for another entry, because my target is down here at 107.48. So I'll be watching the 15-minute chart looking for an additional short signal to get in. But I'm going to be focusing also on the pound US dollar because it's already contacted that area of supply. So I'm going to be watching to see how that unfolds. All right. That's it, ladies and gents. Hope you enjoyed this one, and stay tuned for more episodes. Catch us in our Telegram channel if you want to be part of the conversation. All right? You take care, everybody. Have a good one.